You've probably heard the story. Emperor Nero fiddled while Rome burned. But what if that's not even the most scandalous part of the tale? What if the greatest disaster in Roman history was just the opening act for the most over-the-top, unbelievably decadent construction project the world had ever seen? We're talking about a palace so lavish it offended the gods and would seal an emperor's doom. Today, we're going inside history's most notorious party palace. It's the summer of 64 AD and Rome is on fire. A blaze that started in the shops near the Circus Maximus quickly became an inferno, tearing through the city for 6 long days. When the smoke finally cleared, huge chunks of Rome were just gone. And in the aftermath, the whisper started. Who stood to gain from a tragedy on this scale? All eyes turned to one man, Emperor Nero. His political rivals, especially the powerful senators, were quick to suggest that he'd started the fire himself, just to clear some land for a pet project. Now, history says Nero was at his villa by the sea when the fire broke out, but the rumors had legs. The people of Rome were homeless and heartbroken. They needed someone to blame, and their larger-than-life emperor fit the bill perfectly. Nero tried to deflect, launching a brutal persecution of a new religious sect called the Christians, but it was too late. The damage was done. For most Romans, the real proof of his guilt wasn't in the rumors, but in what he did with that smoldering patch of land. While his people saw ruin, Nero saw a golden opportunity. He immediately seized over 200 acres of prime real estate, right in the heart of the devastated city, a land grab so audacious it swallowed parts of 3 of Rome's famous hills. On this land, he didn't just build a new palace, he built a private world, dedicated entirely to his own pleasure. He called it the Domus Aurea, or the Golden House. But house doesn't really cover it. This was a sprawling private resort, complete with manicured gardens, pastures filled with animals, vineyards, and even a massive man-made lake. And just to make sure everyone knew who was in charge, the entrance featured a 120-foot-tall bronze statue of Nero himself, called the Colossus of Nero. For the Roman people who'd lost everything, it wasn't just extravagant, it was a slap in the face. And for the Roman elite, it was a terrifying sign that their emperor no longer saw himself as a mere mortal. The Golden House itself was an engineering marvel. It had over 300 rooms. But here's the crazy part. It wasn't really built for living in. It was designed almost exclusively for one thing: throwing the most epic parties in history. The walls were slathered in gold leaf and studded with gems and ivory. But the real showstopper, the heart of this scandalous palace, was a room that sounds like pure fantasy. Tacuanatio Rotunda, Nero's rotating dining hall. The historian Suetonius wrote that this circular room revolved 24/7, mimicking the movement of the heavens. For centuries, everyone just assumed he was exaggerating a myth. Then, in 2009, archaeologists found it. They uncovered a massive central pillar and the remains of a mechanism that likely used water power to turn the entire floor on a set of giant metal spheres. Think of it like a massive water-powered ball bearing. Just imagine being a guest at one of Nero's banquets. The entire room is slowly turning, giving you an ever-changing 360-degree view of the palace grounds. Meanwhile, the ceiling, made of sliding ivory panels, opens up to shower you with flower petals and perfumed mist. This wasn't just dinner, it was a clear spinning statement of absolute power. Nero wasn't just ruling the world, he was making the world revolve around him. Construction on the Golden House was nearly finished in 68 AD. When it was ready, Nero is said to have declared that he could finally begin to be housed like a human being. The Roman people felt differently. The project's insane cost had bled the treasury dry and helped stir up massive resentment across the empire. It became the ultimate symbol of his tyranny. And in the end, Nero never really got to enjoy his masterpiece. That same year, with rebellions flaring up and the Senate declaring him an enemy of the state, he took his own life. The emperors who came after him wanted nothing to do with his legacy. In a brilliant PR move, they systematically tore the Golden House apart, stripping it of its gold, marble, and jewels. They filled in his massive artificial lake and, right on top of it, built a new arena for the people, the Flavian Amphitheater. We know it today as the Colosseum. The Golden House was a monument to pure scandal, built from the ashes of a city and paid for by a looted empire. It's a stunning look into the mind of one of history's most infamous characters. So what do you think is the most outrageous part of Nero's palace? Let me know down in the comments. And if you enjoyed uncovering this story, make sure to like and subscribe for more secrets from the past. For nearly 1,500 years, the Golden House was just a legend, buried, forgotten, and dismissed as a fairy tale. But its rediscovery proved the wild stories were true, confirming a palace so bold it broke an empire and forever defined its creator's dark legacy. It leaves you wondering, was this simply the work of a madman, or was it the ultimate expression of the insane, unlimited power of the Roman Empire itself?